heard much from Tom.
What if it's just like someone talking about them?
I'd prefer it to be something that Tom actually speaks. So one of the things that he actually says in here is, he says something about his own house. He says, I've got a nice place here. I've got a nice place here. That tells you a little bit about a person, right? Instead of you saying, oh, I'm going to come over to Cynthia's house, and instead of me saying to Cynthia, wow, Cynthia, you've got such a nice house, she'll say to me, I've got a nice place here. Like, it tells you about who, if that's the first thing we hear out of his mouth, that does speak to us about who he is. So work together. I want you guys to work just on your own first, and then as a group we're going to share. Okay, so work on your own. Write down what you're going to write down. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. And then
what?
Those two, skip these two. You'll do those later.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so how does Nick describe him? So go back through the pages and write down how Nick describes him. I just looked over Guadalupe's shoulder, and she did exactly what I want her to do. Please write down the page number of the quotations you're picking so that you can go back to them when you need to. We lost Austin. We lost him.
I snitched.
Ahmed, I always find out. I always find out. What part? Oh, straw-haired man. So that would be a description of him. A straw-haired man of 30 with a rather hard mouth and a supercilious manner. Supercilious means like haughty, kind of like full of himself. He's like really high on who he is. I can't wait to tell you my favorite quote about him. I'll wait though. Yeah, look at Cody. He's looking right at us. Yes, yes. Tom's going to get into some trouble. I'm just letting you know. Tom's going to be causing trouble in this book.
What is
Let's find something that describes it. Okay?
writing code?
Here's a descriptive one. This is something that Nick says about him. There's a couple things that are descriptive if you pick the one you want. Like, it says, now he was a sturdy, straw-haired man of 30. So he's 30 years old, straw-haired, which would include the original straw hair. What color would that be? A straw-haired man of 30 with a rather hard mouth and a supercilious manner. So you can use that. He also says he's got two shiny, arrogant eyes and established dominance over his face. Whatever one makes more, that's going to go right there. Yep, that's going to go right there. That's the descriptive phrase. So it describes who he is. It gives us some adjectives about who Tom is. Let's see, some of you are done. Cody, how you doing on that part? Do you need help? Yeah. Oh yeah. The DJs are important, but that's going to be more something you do as you read. Let's work on. I want you guys to focus on the character sheet today. Are you guys ready to discuss? Well, let's do the relationship to the other characters. Who is he married to?
Daisy.
He's married to Daisy, so you can say he's Daisy's husband. Daisy is Nick's cousin. So you can say he's Daisy's husband. What's his relationship to Nick?
He wants to be his friend.
He does
They're
say that,
cousins.
doesn't he? Yeah, I guess if you get married, yeah, I mean, technically, the person married to my cousin would be my cousin. But how does he know Nick without Daisy? How does he know Nick? What did he say? Do you guys remember? Correct. They are college, I would say acquaintances, but you can say friend if that's easier to spell. Some of you guys say associate for acquaintance. That's kind of...
So between Nick and Tom, college, like,
Associates, yeah. A lot of you guys use the word associate for
Can you
acquaintance.
spell that word?
Associate or acquaintance? Are you trying to test me in front of a camera? Okay, A-C-Q-U-A-T-E.
U.
Now I'm gonna use my Google to help me. You wanna take a stab at it? ACQUAINTANC.
UAI.
We lost you.
ACQUAINTANCE. Acquaintance. That's one of those I have to write out to spell because it's so long, I lose track of my vowels. I'm like, which vowel was I on? Acquaintance. You can say associate, you can say friend too. He does call him a friend, but it's clear as he's talking that he says, clearly, I'm going to visit two friends that I barely even know.
So should I just put on this one Daisy's cousin?
Yeah, you can put Daisy's cousin, yeah. And they're distance cousins. They're not like first cousins, they're like second cousins or something. They're like very distantly related. Distant cousins. Okay, so what I want you guys to do now is kind of come together. I want you to read off what each of you has for your descriptive, what each of you has for your memorable quote, your first impression, your one-word description. Can you guys go around the circle and do that with each other, just so you kind of get an idea of what each other has? Michelle, you want to start?
For Tom?
Yeah.
I'm good, page 7, straw-haired man of 30, hard-mouthed, shining, arrogant eyes, muscular, and then memorable quote.
Do you want me to, do you know that word? Fractiousness?
More bone lots,
It's good, you know, there's gonna be some vocabulary, we'll talk about vocabulary.
First impression, dominant, one word, and then Daisy's husband,
Exactly, definition for you. It means bad tempered. Fractiousness means someone who's easily irritated, he's got a bad temper. And he does. You will see that about him.
Are we on the next page?
Did you each go around yet? No, not yet.
We did.
Oh, y'all did? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. How about memorable quotes? Same ones there too?
Yeah, over.
Same ones, same just,
Just because I'm strong.
okay. Doesn't mean I'm more of a man than you. I like that part. Makes me laugh.
He's full of himself. Yep.
Good, so we have cocky, dominant, arrogant, I see wealthy, good. Good.
Hey, Liam.
Wait, for our dialect journal, it's anybody's quote, right?
What'd you say?
For the dialect to whatever journals, it's anybody's quote?
Yes, it can be from anybody, yeah. It doesn't even have to be what somebody says, it just has to be a passage from a story.
The water in there? It's your shoes.
Oh, you're talking about this one from the wall.
It sounds like there's water in the trash.
Okay.
Where I left
Okay. So, for the weekend, your job is gonna be to read chapter 1. You have today,
Finish it?
tomorrow, and Sunday, yes, to finish chapter 1. I'm going to be quizzing you on Monday on chapter 1, not because I think that's the best way to really see. It's gonna be a simple quiz, I'm just gonna be checking that you read it.
Wait, the rest of chapter 1? Or- What are we reading? The rest of chapter 1?
The rest of chapter 1. The rest of chapter 1.
4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness. 7.
You can do it.
Ryan's not doing that.
So I want you guys to finish chapter 1 over the weekend with whatever book you have. So Brianna, you can take the pamphlet home, okay? Use your Post-it notes and your highlighting. And you should probably work on your character chart and your DJs. So your DJs for chapter 1 will be due on Monday. All I'm going to do is check them off and give them back to you. 5 per chapter. Just 5 quotes and 5 some reactions, connections per chapter.
So 5 for chapter 1.
Yeah, 5 entries in your on your dialectical journals for chapter 1. Okay. Finish chapter 1.
Be too busy.
If you want to get together, you guys can get together and read together. That's up to you.
Where should we should have them?
Do you have a folder? Do you need a folder or something? I'll give you one. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, where did we leave off?
You're gonna go with Derek?
She said she doesn't want to come with me.
Got a friend who does.
Where did we
You're
leave
gonna
off?
go with Elizabeth?
We left off.
You don't want to go with me.
Yeah, we left off right here. After he says the wine-colored rug.
Mike's almost like having a span. He's like,
Okay, any questions, comments, or concerns about what you need to do this weekend?